after having waited a bit thanks to import times, I finally got these in, the Splatoon Joy-Cons for the Switch. Now these were released in Europe and Japan to celebrate the release of Splatoon 2, but sadly there is no sign of them coming to the US just yet, but clearly you can import them. Now the way these are tied into Splatoon is pretty obvious. They are the colors of the two sort of default teams that you see on the cover of the game, green and pink. And like all the Switch Joy-Cons, they have that signature neon tint to them, making them really bright. Now, an interesting decision with these is the fact that unlike the neon red and blue, which come in a separate pack and then you can buy double blue or double red, these are only available with having a left green and a right pink. No option otherwise whatsoever. So you can't double up on these just yet. So with the release of these, we now have 5 different sets of Joy-Cons, leading to a total of 25 different combinations. And before we get to a full montage of what all 25 look like, let's do a brief overview of the different colors so far. To begin with, the basic gray ones. Not my favorite. Not the one I hate the most either, but it's just very plain and simple. This is probably going to be the color that's kind of remembered as the default Switch look, which is kind of a shame really, because I love all the different bright colors they've gone with for all the other designs. Now after that, we have double blue. Now, as far as just a single color goes, this one's actually probably my favorite. I think it's just the right balance of being that kind of bright, vibrant color that we're getting with all these neon designs, but it's not too much, which is exactly the problem I have with the double red. Now, personally, this is kind of a travesty for me because I love the color red, but these things are just super bright. It doesn't always come across that well in pictures or video, but trust me, these things assault your eyeballs. It's kind of almost a more salmon color than straight up red. But as bright as these ones are, they aren't nearly as close to being as bright as the double yellow. Now these ones are released alongside ARMS, and within that context, it actually makes a lot of sense. These things look great when you're playing ARMS. You have that menu screen in the same color yellow. Outside of that though, these are honestly probably my least favorite. I mean, they don't look absolutely terrible, but it's just a bit too much for me personally. And after these, that brings us to the brand new Splatoon ones. Now, these ones I really like. I mean, the entire neon aesthetic with all these controllers I think is a really cool, vibrant look, but the colors green and pink I think just really evoke that classic 80s neon color more than any of the others. And if it weren't for a certain other 2-color combination, this one would be my absolute favorite. It's a very close second, and it loses to the red and blue combination, which to me is just, there's this classic feeling of player 1, player 2, red versus blue. I love it. Now this is my go-to, but let's take a look at what some other people's favorite combinations are.
Look at all these colors.
I actually have not seen most of these Joy-Cons.
Okay, so
Instinctively I want to go for like double blue, but that's kind of boring, I think.
I feel like I immediately know what I'm gonna pick. I always go for a good cotton candy effect in my things. Pink and blue. I kind of like, it's like a little off from the original, like it's a little more like oomph.
Blue and green?
That is my choice, just because it's kind of close to like that TLD blue, although I feel like we're creeping into Dave 2D territory.
I don't know if I like the yellow. I feel like the yellow's a lot.
I kind of like this one because it's a little bit obnoxious, and that's kind of my style. And I like this one. It's like a brilliant peach, kind of. So I think I'm gonna go with these two because bright colors make me happy.
Even though I'm actually a pretty big fan of the Joy-Cons just in gray, but that's a pretty good combo. Did anyone else pick this combo?
Yes!